Welcome to this course, Machine Learning for All. Now, this is the new first topic of the course. What is machine learning? Here we will try to understand basic understanding of machine learning or the definition of machine learning. So, as per Arthur Samuel, who was a former IBM employee and pioneer in this field of machine learning development, as per him, the definition of machine learning is nothing but the field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Or you can say that this machine learning is a process where you are learning the patterns or the trend inside the data without hard coding it or every time coding for each and every task. So if I take some real life example, then it will be very easy for you to understand the basic concept of machine learning. Maybe learning the cycling, swimming, identifying the alphabets at your childhood. These are the simple examples that you can relate with machine learning. Now, in case of cycling, you need training or practice to learn the art of cycling and balancing. And on the other side, when you are talking about the identifying the alphabets, definitely someone should be there who guided you or who told you this is A, this is B. So definitely they helped you or teach you or train you that particular patterns that will help you to identify the specific alphabet. Again, another type of problem that you definitely learn, segmenting different shapes. So that is also a part of machine learning, where by finding the similarities you have tried to learn, or similarly in case of machine learning also we try to learn by identifying the similarities. So in that case, maybe you do not know a particular shape is known as triangle, but by comparing two similar type of object or the similarities of the objects, you can easily tell whether it is that triangle or it is a different shape. Now, definitely from these examples you have understood there are two types of machine learning. One is supervised machine learning, another is unsupervised machine learning. So if the first type of learning is known as supervised learning, there is definitely some supervision is required. Now this supervision is coming from the data or from the training process. So in this process you need two types of component. One is training, another is data. So large number of data is used to train the model and try to fix or try to find the pattern inside the data, which further is used for decision modeling. Now in this case you already have the example that swimming, cycling, identifying the alphabets, these types of problems are nothing but supervised machine learning, where basically we try to estimate something or try to predict something. On the other hand, another type of learning which is known as unsupervised learning is nothing but the process of learning by identifying the similarities, where based on the similarities we try to segregate different items, or from the similarities we try to find out the association between two events or two instances. Now if we come for the key terminologies related to machine learning, as these key terminologies are useful to understand the basic concept of machine learning. So first key terminology is supervised learning. Already I have explained what is supervised learning, and next is unsupervised learning, also where the learning happens based on the similarity pattern. And now the third one is the feature. Feature, it is nothing but a measurable entity that helps you to identify the pattern or the similarity within the data or from the experiences. Now next is the training, definitely, which is very important term related to supervised learning. So training is a process where from the previous experiences or observations or the data you try to understand or you try to find the pattern and store as a model. Next is testing. Once you have trained your model, so definitely you need some kind of a testing instances or some unknown situations or some situations where you can test your model. based on the output from your model. So this is known as a testing. So these are the basic terminologies that will help you to understand how the machine learning models are worked. Now, when we talk about the data, so in data also it is known as different names. Maybe during the courses you will be learning about label data. So that label data is nothing but, again, it is the training data set, where the ground truth is already mentioned. Ground truth means that real observations. Also unlabeled data. Unlabeled data is the data set which is used for unsupervised learning, where you try to identify the patterns or similarities between different instances or data points or cases to come to a conclusion, which again further help you to take a decision. So in summary, I can tell that that machine learning is a process of identifying patterns or identifying different similarities in between the data for decision making. And in machine learning, there are two types of learning are available. One is supervised, another is unsupervised. With supervised type of learning, we can develop some models which can predict or estimate. And on the other side, with the unsupervised learning, we can generate some model which can help us in segregating and association establishing models. Finally, you learn that there are two types of data: training data, testing data, and these data is very much important for developing or training your model or developing that final model which will help you to take a decision. Hence, I conclude this video over here, and thanks for learning and thanks for watching this video. See you soon.